Okay, welcome to 2D Design. This is McGarren Flack, and we're talking about text tool stuff today. So go to File, New, Inches, and we'll go with 8 by 8 inches at 72 dpi with a white background. Click OK. So that's the size of our canvas currently. What we're going to do is go over to the Text tool, which yours probably looks like this. If you click and hold it down, you can go down to Horizontal Mask Tool. Make sure that it's set at a pretty big size. 8 inches by 8 inches is pretty big, so set your font size pretty big. Pick a text, doesn't matter. I like Times New Roman. And also pick color. So after you've selected all those things, you just basically make a new layer that is on top of there. And click on the button and type in whatever letter you want to work on. I like the letter M because it's the beginning of my name and it's freaking awesome. So after you've selected that and you've typed it in, there's a nice little check mark. It's off of your screen, but on my screen it's right there. Check it so that it knows that you're done, and it will make a nice little marquee. Go over to Edit, Stroke, Center, Color. Make sure that your pixel size width 6 is fine. You could have 4, you could have 8, whatever you want. Going to be normal. Click OK. So now we have it all selected on that layer. After it has been selected, you just go to Select, Deselect. Now it is no longer a part of it. And on this layer, you want to just click. Okay, so just make sure that Auto Select up here is not selected for the layer. And you can go into Edit, Transform, and let's go to Scale. If you hold down Shift, it will keep that same ratio. And the thing that we want to do is we want to make this so that it is touching every side. So I'm going to make it just a little bit bigger. You know what? I like that section right there, so I'm just going to widen it a little bit more. Or squish it down a little bit more. And if we move this over, this is what I want you to do. I want you to play with it and try to figure out exactly what you want as far as shapes. What I'm doing here is I'm looking at this open-ended shape here, open-ended shape there that will come into this main shape. So I'll have a little negative space that's right here and down there that could be nice. So after I take that and I like the size, there's a nice little check mark up here for you to click on. Mine's off the screen. Check it so that it has the size that you want. Now press Control A. You're just going to copy this area that is here. Control C, because you're copying this section. And you press Control V, V, V. So you have 4 layers. Now what we're going to do is go to Image, Canvas Size. We're going to increase our canvas size to 200, 200, and anchor it off to the left. Make sure that the canvas extension color is white. So we'll zoom out. Now I've made this whole section a little bit bigger, and I have all of these different layers. The auto select layer can be kind of tricky at times. It doesn't let you select some layers sometimes. So I usually just keep auto select layer off because at least with me it goes really finicky. And I just select the layer that I want to move. Since I have that layer here, I'm just going to take that and move it over here. And for some reason it didn't erase that section. So we'll take this guy, move it there, layer 3, move it there. Layer 4, layer 2, we want to move over here. And you know what, we will just do Control V for the 4th layer, and we will take this first layer and hide it because it's not cropped the same way as everything else is. So now I have these layers that are kind of put together. The thing that does not look nice is there's no open line right there. It kind of closes off there. So since that closes off, I am just going to take some liberties and open it up a little bit more. So go to the eraser tool. You have to select the layer that you want to erase. I'm going to just erase this line right here. Go to my next layer, which is layer 3, and erase that line right there. Okay, now I have a thick line that goes along with everything else. I could keep this the way it is right now and repeat it, or I can take and rotate or adjust certain sections. So we're going to take this guy, layer 3, which is right here. We're going to go to Edit, Transform, and let's flip it vertically. So now it's a vertical. Let's go with the bottom layer, which is layer 4 right here. Go to Edit, Transform, flip vertically. So now I have kind of a mirror image with a solid line that's going between the two that are met together. I kind of like where this is going. So to make this consistent, I need to erase this other edge too. So make sure that I'm on the correct layer. Layer 4 is down here. So I'm going to take this erase tool, erase this edge out. And then I need to go up to this layer, which is layer 5, and erase that edge out. So now that's relatively consistent. Okay, so once you have all 4 of it built and you kind of know what it's going to look like, the way you want it built, then you go to Image and Layer. You want to flatten the image. What that does is it takes all the layers and puts them into one, so it's a single unit. Now with this selected, Control A, Control Copy, Control V for paste, Control V, Control V. So I have 4 more layers that I've created. Go to Image, Canvas Size, go to Percentage, another 200%, 200%, anchor it on a corner, click OK. Now we should be able to take any one of those layers. We'll go with layer 1, move it down here, go with layer 2, move it over here, and layer 3, move it over here. So now we have these 3 layers. So what am I going to do now? I can do the same exact thing. Isn't this freaking awesome? So I'm going to take the layer, and if I still like it, flatten the image. So now it's just one image. Control A, Control Copy, Control V, V, V. And now I'm going to do the canvas size. Go to percent, just double it again, 200 by 200. Anchor it into a corner, click OK. Zoom out, let's go to 10%. And we will take layer 1, move it down here, layer 2, move it over here, layer 3, move it over there. So you can see that I've created a pattern out of the awesome letter M. What can you do with this? You can do a lot of different things. You can, first off, we should flatten the image. so that you can work with it. And when I say work with it, you can take, let's say, paint color. The image is flattened. You can use the paint bucket tool and select it inside that little section. And now it will black out that positive shape that I've created. And now I have a pattern created out of M. You can have a variation of patterns or textures within the pattern, whatever you want to do. You just need to create a pattern with this, with a text. Don't use M unless you really love M. But anyways, that is just an example. So I hope you have fun with this. Learn to experiment and explore. Remember to flatten the image before you copy it so that it'll crop the image correctly. And yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to email me. File, save as, and remember, save it as a JPEG. So letter M. And then upload it to Canvas. Thanks, and have a great day.